Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the presentation of colors and remain standing for the playing of our national anthem and invocation. Color Guard, parade the colors. Color Guard, retire the colors. Lieutenant Commander Matthew Ford will now deliver the invocation.
Let us pray. Almighty God, giver of every good gift, thank you for today's commencement and especially for the accomplishment of each graduate today from the Naval Postgraduate School. They have harnessed the incredible power of the sciences and other critical fields of study responsibly, boldly, and to the benefit of our institutions and society. Thank you for the ways you have sustained them over the course of their study. Thank you for the ways you have mentored them through their faculty and advisors. And thank you for the ways you have encouraged them through their family and friends. May our graduates all know that what they accomplished celebrates first mover advantage in the academic and operational domain. And though knowing we cannot really pause our efforts indefinitely, may they prepare for the upcoming challenges in their new assignments. I ask, bless each and every one of them bountifully and lavishly. As we honor these graduates and their accomplishments today, may you, Lord, be honored as well. Amen.
Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Naval Postgraduate School's Fall Quarter graduation. Sharing the stage with President Rondeau and Provost Gardner is our esteemed guest speaker, Rear Admiral Rothenhaus, the chairs of our academic departments, and our local military leadership who have been deeply involved in the education of today's graduates. I would now like to introduce Dr. Scott Gardner, Provost of the Naval Postgraduate School.
Good morning. Good morning. Oh, we can do better than that. Good morning. Good morning. All right, much better. This is a day of joy, a day of celebration. So, first off, let us all congratulate our fantastic winter 2023 graduates. Like everything we do in life, it's a team effort, a team sport. Graduates, would you please join me in thanking your family and friends who helped you to get where you are today. The team here at the Naval Postgraduate School is spectacular, fantastic and committed faculty, staff, civilian, military, dedicated to supporting, encouraging, and educating these fantastic students. Please join me in thanking them for everything they did. Graduate school's hard. It's supposed to be hard. It's supposed to be challenging. It's supposed to push you intellectually to do something that you did not think you could do previously. It's the equivalent of climbing that mountain, where you look up at the mountain and you say, no way, that's not happening. Very tall mountain, very small me, not gonna get to the top of this thing. And you start step by step, foot by foot, climbing it, sometimes having to go backwards and around, climbing up, and achieving something that you didn't think that you could. It's challenging. And then what you do in graduate school is something that's different than climbing the mountain, and something I don't think our mountaineers would advise. You leap off the top. You leap off the top in developing a research project and a research plan for which you ask an important, relevant, topical, and impactful answer that you do not know topical, important question that you do not know the answer for. That's the leap. You don't know where this is going to take you. You don't know what you're going to find at the bottom of your journey. So you climb the mountain, you ask the tough question, and then you leap. And in that journey of discovery, you change. You change. Now think about how rare that is. In this world, we know, or we can easily access, all kinds of information. We read about Ukraine all the time, right? So someone might say, well, what's the population of Ukraine? And you Google it and say, it's about 43 million. We read about electric vehicle batteries maybe catching fire all the time. Very big concern. Well, what's the boiling point of lithium, the key element in these batteries? Well, that's 2,500 degrees Fahrenheit. I didn't know these things. I just, pulled out my phone and Googled them. This isn't stuff I know. But asking a question that we don't know the answer to, that's unique, and that's an essential part of graduate education and graduate education here at the Naval Postgraduate School. And taking the journey to find the answer to that question is transformative. And it transforms our graduates from knowledge consumers to knowledge explorers, where they learned how to chart and navigate unknown knowledge territory and how to transform uncertainty into innovation. This type of transformation is critical for the Navy, for the Marine Corps, and for the United States. And we are proud that they climbed the mountain and they leaped off. And it's an accomplishment, an achievement that you should be proud of as well. In doing so, you worked with another team that we didn't thank when we applauded at the beginning, and that is each other. You formed bonds and relationships and ties with people from your own service and background, from different services and different backgrounds, from different countries and different backgrounds. I strongly encourage you to cultivate those ties, to keep them, to be intentional and deliberate about maintaining those as you move forward, because those, like the knowledge and skills that you developed, will be valuable as you move forward. Graduates, I am very proud of what you achieved. Congratulations.
The President of the Naval Postgraduate School, Vice Admiral Anne Rondeau, United States Navy, retired.
Good morning. So, with an enthusiastic welcome from the Provost, let me add also my pride and my enthusiasm for what today marks. That is accomplishments, excellence, and the support of each other. Today, here at Naval Postgraduate School, we are celebrating you, all 284 of you in our fall quarter class. It's a wonderful time, this time of year, to also think about gratitude as we do this celebration, not only about excellence, but also about thankfulness about where we are today in this room and at this moment. So often we are pleased to have senior leaders here from our international partners, as the Provost mentioned. I would like to acknowledge three in particular. One of our most consistent contributors to this day is the Consul General for Indonesia, Mr. Prasetyo Hadi. Would you please stand up, sir? We always appreciate you being here with us. Thank you very much. We also have the Consul for Protocol and Consular Affairs for Indonesia, Nova Maulani. And importantly, we have the liaison officer to the Taiwan Taipei Economic and Cultural Office in San Francisco, Lieutenant Colonel Yu Chi Lo. We thank you for your investment here by your trust of sending students here, so thank you very much. NPS is by design an inter-service, interagency, and international institution. Defense is a team effort. Today we have 31 international graduating warrior scholars from 19 allied countries. Since 1954, the NPS International Graduate Program has graduated nearly 7,000 students from 127 countries. Your nations send their very best. I would ask that all of our international students please stand. Thank you very much, and thank you for your trust in us also. Please have a seat. Building strong international partnerships is a top priority for our Secretary of the Navy and for our nation. And I believe that learning that happens here at NPS enables long-term military associations, friendships, and relationships essential to our shared future. Many of our graduates, of course, go on and do great things. While NPS alone did not make them great, we did make them better. You're joining an elite group of alumni, names like Admiral Arleigh Burke, the first NPS alum to be the Chief of Naval Operations, who was instrumental, by the way, in moving NPS from Annapolis, Maryland, at the Naval Academy to the West Coast because of a commitment to the notion that we are a global Navy. Admiral Wayne Meyer, who is credited as the father of the Aegis Combat System. Vice Admiral Pat Tracy, the first woman to make the rank of 3-star Vice Admiral. General Mike Hagee, who became the 33rd Commandant of the Marine Corps, Admiral Mike Mullen, who was the first NPS alum to become the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and of course, retired U.S. Navy Captain Tom Kelly was our first Medal of Honor recipient to be inducted into the NPS Hall of Fame earlier this month. These are illustrious names. But there are thousands more who don't make that list, but every single one made a difference. One of the questions I've always been asked is, how many four-star admirals and generals have you made? And I say, I don't know, and it does not matter. What matters is that I made every single one of the staff officers who gave them the insights and the ability to make the hard decisions they had to make. That is our legacy. So each of you completed some sort of research thesis or a capstone that was needed to graduate that did address a relevant operational or strategic or policy problem. And each of you will go out from here with that knowledge and the critical thinking skills to keep on delivering at a very high level of performance, no matter your duties. It took teamwork to get here. It took that same kind of teamwork spirit to be here. It will take that as you are leaders for the team ahead of you to do more in the future. Together, you did support each other, and the degree is earned, but what's really earned is the knowledge that you have acquired to make a difference. So as the Provost said, your team also included faculty. And while we don't have the entire faculty here, I would like to be able to have those who are here stand as the faces and the ambassadors and all of the work effort that they put into this. They are so devoted to you, they're so dedicated to you, that is eye-watering to us who see them every day. So if the faculty will, please stand. And as the Provost also said, there are friends and family here, and we thank you for being here and for sharing this moment. For the students, there's also people out there waiting for you who are part of your team. And you've led magnificently up to this point, and you must lead more, because the expectation will be higher. And so what we leave you with is our tremendous honor and the privilege of the legacy of what you will now bring to each of your jobs, your services, and your nations. I'd like to say that this is where science meets the art of warfare. You are the art. You are magnificently creations of knowledge and proficiency that our nation and all nations depend upon to come up with the right answers. And to, yes, have answers about warfare, but also have answers about the deterrence of warfare. And that is even more essential than anything else. So someone who should know a lot about the notion of what the science and research and all that do and what it brings to the nation and to the mission is the Chief of Naval Research, Rear Admiral Kurt Rothenhaus. In a minute, we'll talk more about him, but I want to first explain that Naval Postgraduate School is the only institution that has a foot in the naval education enterprise and in the naval research development enterprise. So we bring these two things together, education and research, with an idea that both those things are essential because inquiry towards answers and problem sets do require not only an education and knowledge, but also the ability to search and discover through methodical research means that then come up with the problem sets and also the solution sets, and ultimately toward innovation. So while we will talk about the Admiral in a moment in our keynote speaker, what he has as a priority and a mandate is technological advantage, and not to have technological surprise. That is an awesome responsibility, but he's only one person. All of you, all of us as a team in a way going forward, help him to be sure that we do not have technological surprise. So NPS and the degree that you have today signals to all that you've not only increased your knowledge, but that you have distinguished yourself as a warrior scholar, and most importantly, as an innovative leader. Innovation, new ways of doing things, creation, invention. Those are all the things that we have as a goal for you. So lifelong learning is indeed our competitive advantage. So leave here asking questions, leave here seeking to understand and seeking greater ability to not only discern, but to solve problems. And now we're going to do this a little bit differently. I'm going to have the Provost introduce our keynote speaker. Provost, over to you.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, I think I get your book. Thank you, Sonia. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's graduation speaker is a little unusual for us, which in an excellent way. He is a two-time Naval Postgraduate School alumnus. Graduates, he is you. NPS community, he is us. Everyone, he is outstanding. So much so that by unanimous approval of the NPS Distinguished Alumni Awards Board, and with my enthusiastic concurrence, it is my privilege and honor to bestow upon Rear Admiral Rothenhaus the title NPS Distinguished Alumnus. Practice this part. So, congratulations, Aaron. Thank you very much. Let me say one more thing and then it's Rear Admiral Rothenhaus exemplifies academic excellence and operational impact. He earned both his NPS Master's and Ph.D. degrees in computer science with a doctoral degree focused on software development. No small feat. His career reflects distinguished professional accomplishments that routinely and critically impacted American maritime advantage and national security. He made his mark early at sea, serving aboard 3 ships and on the staff of a destroyer Squadron 15, and also as an engineering duty officer. Ashore, he served in Iraq, supporting coalition forces, and completed numerous acquisition tours in cyber and network technology, rising to command the Space and Naval Warfare Systems Center Pacific. One of the things when we were talking with him that I thought was so exciting about the Admiral is he took his master's thesis, went to the warfare theater, applied it. Some of it worked, some of it didn't. Some of it was really impactful to the combat theater, brought those ideas back to his dissertation research, and developed even better ideas about how to operate and implement Navy software in theater. Super cool, that interaction of knowledge, operations in a wartime environment. Really outstanding. Most recently, and not surprisingly, Rear Admiral Rothenhaus was selected to be the 27th Chief of Naval Research, and leads the Office of Naval Research in guiding the Secretary of the Navy's Science and Technology research portfolio, more than $2 billion annually. Today, we bestowed upon Rear Admiral Rothenhaus the Navy Postgraduate School Distinguished Alumni Award. Let us not only recognize the brilliance of an individual, but also celebrate the embodiment of academic excellence, leadership, and innovation that he represents. As we honor Rear Admiral Rothenhaus, let this be an inspiration for both our current graduates and future generations of Naval Postgraduate School alumni. Admiral, congratulations.
Well, good morning. You made it. All right. All right. Hey, it's great to be here. Admiral Rondeau, thank you for the kind introduction. Dean, thank you for your tremendous leadership to the Navy and nation. We're so fortunate to have you here at the Naval Postgraduate School. Thank you also to the NPS faculty and distinguished guests. And of course, thank you and congratulations to the class of 2023. This is a really big deal. Well done. It's an honor to be here in lovely Monterey to celebrate your achievements with your family, friends, and colleagues. As mentioned previously, you're part of a proud tradition of NPS graduates. Over 200 of you are here today. You represent branches of the armed forces, as well as numerous DoD civilian team members, other agencies, and of course, our valued partners from over 19 countries. In reflecting on making remarks to you all today, I thought about my time at the Naval Postgraduate School, and like many commencement speakers, I struggled to recall who spoke at my commencement in 1999. I do recall, however, my wife and 2 young daughters and I had a very packed minivan, ready to drive across country, and then I had orders to a ship out in Japan following that. So the clarity of the moment in my mind was focused on those things, vice whoever was speaking at the time. So it is with that maximum humility in mind that I promise to be very brief as you embark on this journey. Hey, sharing a bit, I'm a big fan of science fiction. And the books in particular, I love them. And one book I truly enjoyed was Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. All right, fans. Woo-hoo. And so for those who know the book, and I think it became a movie too, which was pretty cool, there was an advanced ship. And in that ship, its most advanced capability was its fuel, which was this notion of improbability. The more improbable the event, the better the ship could operate. Well, if that ship was in existence, it would have been well served to swing by Monterey, California in 1999 and bank on the thought that I would be standing in front of you today talking as your commencement seeker. So I can assure you, a full tank of improbability gas would have been available in 1999. So I want to share some thanks just briefly, and this is important. You know, on behalf of the Secretary of the Navy, Carlos Del Toro, and our Chief of Naval Operations, and of course the Commandant, they send their congratulations to you, your spouses, your parents, your sisters, your brothers, your friends, all those that supported you as you completed your degree. Of course, they send their congratulations and thanks from whatever organization, military, civilian you're from, and they're thanking you for choosing to serve. It's that service that binds us all, no matter what your background. It's that look towards the horizon, to put your passions, your energies, your skills into something bigger, bigger than our own ambitions and desires. To be part of an organization that values us for our ability to team, to partner, to work towards the greater good, which goes to the very heart of this beloved institution, Naval Postgraduate School. My deep gratitude goes to the faculty and the special service they perform to the nation as they take care of folks like you and me. As I mentioned earlier, I departed NPS in 1999, and as you can imagine, the world was very different than it is today. At my time at NPS studying computer science, I learned how to write in a program called Ada, long gone. But I also learned a cutting-edge language in Java that just came out from Sun Microsystems. So, wrong, a little bit of right. Furthermore, I bought a book from a new online bookseller called Amazon in 1999 on quantum computing that was just around the corner, according to the book. And I'm not sharing this to kind of poke at the book or the fact that I thought Borders Booksellers was going to come out with a much better website and knock Amazon out of the bookselling business. It's to kind of highlight what I learned from the professors. One professor I had the honor of learning from was Professor Brett Michaels. And along with so many others, he taught us not to focus exclusively on the technology of a specific time, but the enduring fundamentals of how to be a lifelong learner, to treat the field with humility, curiosity, and again, a sense of how it can better serve humankind and our planet to be a force for good. At my time at NPS, and I think it's still time that it's safe to say today, Silicon Valley just up the road was roaring. And frankly, at that time, anybody who could string together a couple of sentences and a compiler to say hello world had a pretty good job waiting for them. But they didn't choose that path. They chose to stay here and to teach us, to be educators, to follow that noble pursuit. Now, I'm not taking anything away from what goes on in industry out there. They're part of this nation. It's a wonderful thing. But if you go to any one of the departments here at NPS, in any field of study, the faculty is world class. And we are very, very fortunate to have them personally instruct us, which is not the model everywhere else. As the Chief of Naval Research, my previous commands, my appreciation and esteem has not only increased for the Naval Postgraduate School professors, but truly the entire civilian workforce. As service members, wherever we are, we benefit from their service. So as you prepare for the next adventure, take a moment to look in the back and the wake, that wake from the ship, and be proud. You've accomplished so much, and you should have a justifiable sense of pride and celebration. But then, we need you to head quickly to the bridge. For those who haven't served on ships, they'll send an announcement on board the ship when your presence is requested. A whistle blow, and on the 1MC, the announcing system for the ship, they'll say your presence is requested on the bridge. Now, they say your presence is requested, it's a nicety, but we all know on ships that when you hear that count, you don't saunter, grab a snack, and then head up to the bridge. You head up to the bridge with haste, with purpose. And so, as graduates, I want you to think about, as you head off, where we need your help. As graduates, you face a much more complex and challenging world than the one I did 24 years ago. Our daughters and sons head out to sea, along with the joint warfighters, allies, and partners, to face off against a potential adversary that has an economic, technological, and warfighting capabilities we haven't seen in a very long time. That, coupled with a rapid pace of very likely disruptive technologies, will place a tremendous leadership burden on you. And we need your help to navigate through these times and all the skills that you've learned and knowledge and wisdom from the Naval Postgraduate School as you go forward. Our SecNav recently characterized this as a race of innovation, and he has charged us all to win it. This race is not only about technology, but it's also about how rapidly we can adapt and learn, pivot to the new realities, and outthink our potential adversaries at a rate unimaginable when I sat in your seat. I ask you to continue to be lifelong learners, take that journey and continue, and maybe be in a little bit more of a self-directed modality, but keep in touch, work together, think through these challenges, be ambitious. The foundation these professors at the Naval Postgraduate School has given you is phenomenal. Think about how artificial intelligence, new materials, our whole understanding of cognition is going to change over the next few years. You will navigate us through these challenges, and we need you to be at your best. Dig into the math, look behind the curtain, seek the true understanding in whatever field you work through here at the Naval Postgraduate School. Now, serving alongside a wonderful team at the Office of Naval Research, I have the honor to provide capabilities with them to the sailors and Marines that we truly have a privilege to serve. And we know good ideas can come from any corner, from industry, small business, new startups, academia, like this wonderful institution, government labs, DoD labs, other nations. We seek this with humility. We seek to understand the best options. By listening and understanding, we can move out confidently. Now, as I close, I painted a real challenging picture for you, but it's not a negative one. Make no mistake, I have the fullest confidence in you and your colleagues, our nation and our partners. Today, our Navy Marine Corps team, along with the Joint Force, are on watch and winning. We have the greatest sailors, Marines, soldiers, airmen, guardsmen, and civilian team in the history of the world. And we wield the most capable technologies. Our systems from seabed to space are marvels of ingenuity. So as I close out today, congratulations. Be proud of that. We're proud of what you've accomplished. Thank you for your service. Thank you again to your families and their sacrifice to support you. And I hope you have a wonderful holiday. And thanks to the amazing faculty, of course, at NPS for their service. So again, look back in the wake with pride and get up to the bridge. All right, thanks very much.
I would now like to invite President Rondeau, Provost Gardner, and Rear Admiral Rothenhaus forward for the conferring of degrees upon our doctoral candidates. Will the candidates for the degree Doctor of Philosophy, please stand and proceed to the platform.
Will Swedish Army Major Linus Turner from the Department of Information Sciences, the candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science, please cross the stage? The title of Major Turner's dissertation is The Effect of Intermediate Trust Ratings on Automation Reliance. Major Turner's advisor is Professor Molly McGuire from the Department of Information Sciences. Major Turner's research explored how intermediate judgments operationalized as trust ratings affected reliance decisions in human automation interactions. Appropriate reliance on automation is critical for increased efficiency and safety in high-stakes domains like the military. Major Turner designed and conducted a human subject experiment which revealed a causal relationship between intermediate trust ratings and automation reliance. The results provide knowledge about how and under what conditions people rely on automation, which informs the design of decision aids that allow human decision makers to rely on them appropriately. President Rondeau, I present to you Major Turner. He has completed all requirements prescribed by the faculty and is recommended for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Sciences.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will Ms. Claire Morton from the Department of Information Science, the candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science, please cross the stage? The title of Ms. Morton's dissertation is Agility in Public Organizations, the Role of Temporary Routines. Ms. Morton's dissertation advisor is Professor Katherine Ayton from the Department of Computer and Information Sciences. Claire Morton conducted research sponsored by the Naval Information Warfare Center Pacific, employing an exploratory multi-case qualitative analysis. This research answered the question of how a public organization provided an agile response to changes in the external environment despite known barriers. The analysis shows how a bureaucratic organization provided an agile response to the COVID-19 pandemic by generating temporary routines. It highlights the importance of routine champions and introduces the concept of knowledge cyclones. The research contributes to the literature on bureaucratic organizations and organizational routines. President Rondeau, I present to you Ms. Morton. She has completed all requirements prescribed by the faculty and is recommended for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Information Science.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, the privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will Mr. Stanley DeFisher from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, the candidate for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering, please cross the stage? The title of Mr. DeFisher's dissertation is Study of Unified Failure Criteria. Mr. DeFisher's dissertation advisor is Professor Young Kwan from the Department of Mechanical Engineering, chaired by Professor Brian Bingham. Mr. Stanley DeFisher, a mechanical engineer and former U.S. Army infantryman working for the Army at Picatinny Arsenal in New Jersey, conducted Office of Naval Research sponsored research surrounding validating and extending a more unified failure criteria to brittle materials with a specified emphasis on composites for Department of Defense and Navy applications. Through his efforts, he demonstrated that the unified failure criteria can be used to accurately predict the failure of a variety of different materials, regardless of stress localizing geometric features across a wide range of strain rates that had previously been thought possible. Wider range. President Rondeau, I present to you Mr. DeFisher. He has completed all requirements prescribed by the faculty and is recommended for the degree Doctor of Philosophy in Mechanical Engineering.
By the authority vested in me, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Philosophy with all the rights, the privileges, and the responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will the candidates for the degrees Master of Arts, Master of Science, and Master of Business Administration please stand?
President Rondeau, I present to you these candidates. After consideration of their academic accomplishments, the Academic Council will recommend them for the degree Masters of Arts, Masters of Science, and Master of Business Administration as specified.
Upon the recommendation of the Academic Council, I will, by the authority vested in me, confer upon them the degree Master of Arts, Master of Science, and the Master of Business Administration as specified with all the rights, the privileges, and the responsibilities thereunto pertaining.
Will the first row of candidates please proceed to the platform? Remaining candidates, please be seated. Of this quarter's graduating class of 284 students, 107 have also earned their command and staff diploma from the Joint Professional Military Education Program sponsored by the Naval War College. Graduating with the degree Master of Arts in Security Studies, Middle East, South Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, Major Daniel Grogan, United States Army. Major Claude Bétonnet, United States Air Force. Graduating with the degree Master of Arts in Security Studies, East Asia and the Indo-Pacific, with distinction, Captain Rock Warnick, United States Marine Corps. Captain Minhae Jang, Republic of Korean Army. Major Harry Rivera, United States Army. Graduating with distinction and receiving the Louis D. Liskin Award for Excellence in Regional Security Studies, Naval Intelligence Foundation, and the Admiral Bobby Ray Inman Award for Excellence in Intelligence, Lieutenant Stephen Cracknell, United States Navy. Lieutenant Joseph Crevier, United States Navy. Lieutenant Tyler Self, United States Navy. Major Hyundong Kang, Republic of Korean Air Force. Major Timothy Weiser, United States Air Force. Captain Christopher Young, United States Air Force. Graduating with the degree Master of Arts in Security Studies, Western Hemisphere, Lieutenant Commander Tony Legia, United States Navy. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Captain Victor Gutierrez, United States Air Force. Graduating with the degree Master of Arts in Security Studies, Europe and Eurasia, Major Daniel Hammond, United States Army. Major Jacob Traylor, United States Army. Lieutenant Angela Puzan, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree Master of Arts in Security Studies, Civil Military Relations, Lieutenant Colonel Thrishantha Amarkun, Sri Lankan Army. Lieutenant Colonel Istasham Sattar, Pakistan Army. Graduating with the degree Master of Arts in Security Studies, Strategic Studies, received the International Student Award for Excellence in Regional or Security Studies, and recognized for an outstanding thesis, Colonel Marwan Al-Zubi, Jordanian Armed Forces. Captain Yi-Gang Kim, Republic of Korean Army. Received the International Student Award for Excellence in Regional Security Studies, Commander Oliver Heinecke, German Navy. Lieutenant Kevin Hunter, United States Navy. Lieutenant Carrie Jurdy, United States Navy. Lieutenant James Midkiff, United States Navy. Lieutenant Marjudine Saputura, Indonesian Navy. Major Ji-sun Yoon, Republic of Korean Air Force. Graduating with distinction, Mr. Daniel Atherton, U.S. Department of State. Graduating with the degree, Master of Arts in Security Studies, Homeland Security and Defense, Lieutenant Thomas Arlo, United States Navy. Ensign Mackenzie Ayala, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree Master of Arts in Security Studies, Combating Terrorism, Policy and Strategy, with distinction, Major Deanna Comstock, United States Army. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Lieutenant Colonel Shamid Bishaik, Algerian People's National Army. Colonel Mohammed Abdel Latif Mohammed, Jordanian Armed Forces. Commander Faris Al-Balushi, Royal Navy of Oman. Major Tarilajo Ogoina, Nigerian Air Force. Mr. Mithaq Al-Jafad, Yemen Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Graduating with the degree Master of Science, Strategy, Nuclear Command and Control Communications, Captain Austin Hamilton, United States Army. Graduating with the degree Master of Arts in Security Studies, Homeland Security and Defense, Lieutenant Colonel Jason De La Vega, Washington Army National Guard. Lieutenant Colonel Brian Kroller, Oregon Air National Guard. Section Chief Charles Ali, United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, New York. Captain Brent Baker, Alena Health Emergency Medical Services, Minnesota. Miss Clarissa Boggs Blake, Denver Office of Emergency Management. Border Patrol Agent Martin Chavez, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, Texas. Deputy Director Heather Geldart, California Recycle, California. Lieutenant Nicholas Golden, Atlanta Fire Rescue Department. Assistant Section Chief James Griffin, Federal Bureau of Investigation, Washington, D.C. Miss Melissa Hager, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Washington, D.C. Dr. Judson L. Jeffries, Ohio State University. Chief Thomas LaBelle, Prince William County Fire Rescue Systems, Virginia. Deputy Coordinator Emergency Management, Mr. William Lawson, City of Richmond, Virginia. Deputy Fire Chief Aaron McAllister, Contra Costa County Fire District, California. Chief of Protective Services, Mr. Michael McMaster, Cybersecurity and Infrastructure Security Agency, Illinois. Lieutenant Carlos Mejia, Metropolitan Police Department, Washington, D.C. Lieutenant Valerie Petit, Metropolitan Police Department, Washington, D.C. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Division Chief Michael Pfaltzgraff, Anne Arundel County Fire Department, Maryland. Mr. Robert Scott, Transportation Security Administration, Oregon. Captain Craig Solgott, Metropolitan Police Department, Washington, D.C. Mr. John Summerlot, Indiana University. Supervisory Special Agent Alan Swafford, Homeland Security Investigations, Arizona. Sergeant Supervisor Detective George Tavares, New York City Police Department. Sergeant Brian Thusen, Seminole County Sheriff's Office, Florida. Stand by. One more time, Sergeant Brian Thusen, Seminole County Sheriff's Office, Florida. Graduating with a degree, Master of Science in Electrical Engineering with distinction, Lieutenant Colonel Athanasios Samaras, Hellenic Army. Lieutenant Brian Edson, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Victor Lee, United States Navy. Lieutenant Lee Nelson, United States Navy. Lieutenant Peter Schultz, United States Navy. Lieutenant Sarah Towers, United States Navy. Graduating with a degree, Master of Engineering, Electrical Engineering, Mr. David Calvert II, Naval Air Warfare Center Weapons Division. Miss Jairun Christine Imperial Bianchi, Naval Air Warfare Center Weapons Division. Mr. Joshua Miles, Department of Defense. Miss LaShonda Tolbert, Naval Air Warfare Center, Aircraft Division. Mr. Mariano Alan Villanueva Cruz, Fleet Readiness Center, Southeast. Graduating with a degree, Master of Science in Aerospace Engineering, and recognized for an outstanding thesis, Lieutenant Commander Ruben Ario Lopez, Mexican Navy. Graduating with a degree, Master of Science in Aeronautical Engineering, Lieutenant Connor Croman, United States Navy. Lieutenant Patrick Kloss, United States Navy. Lieutenant Thomas Hill, United States Navy. Recognized for an outstanding thesis and receiving the Space System Engineering Award for Academic Excellence, Lieutenant Connor Millett, United States Navy. Graduating with distinction, recognized for an outstanding thesis and received the astronaut Michael J. Smith and astronaut William C. McCool Astronautics Award, Lieutenant Commander Timothy Musmano, United States Navy. Lieutenant Raymond Yu, United States Navy. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Lieutenant Michael Lewis Cepeda, United States Navy. Graduating with a degree, Master of Science in Engineering Science, Aerospace Engineering, Lieutenant Richard Luke Schmidt, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree Master of Science in Mechanical Engineering, Lieutenant Christopher Mish, United States Navy. Recognized for an outstanding thesis and received the Naval Sea Systems Command Award in Mechanical Naval Engineering, Lieutenant Lawrence Hunter Moore, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree Master of Science in System Engineering and recognized for an outstanding thesis, Captain Abigail Elise Staffnick, United States Army. Lieutenant Jasmine Renee Arnold, United States Navy. Lieutenant Miriam Gay, United States Navy. Lieutenant Kayla Lovelady, United States Navy. Received the Naval Sea Systems Command Award for Excellence in System Engineering, Lieutenant Barada Moncravy, United States Navy. Graduating with a degree, Master of Science in System Engineering Management, Major Philip Amy, United States Army. Major Robert Davis, United States Army. Major Alan Johnson, United States Army. Captain Louis Mejia, United States Army. Major Ryan Melkus, United States Army. Major Matthew Miller, United States Army. Major Terrence Cotineau, United States Army. Major Michael Sims, United States Army. Captain Autumn Watson, United States Army. Graduating with the degree Master of Science in System Engineering, graduating with distinction, Ms. Patricia Gomez, Naval Surface Warfare Center, Port Hueneme Division. Kutsunai. Mr. Jonathan Kutsunai, Naval Surface Warfare Center, Port Hueneme. Ms. Nathisha Maganali, Naval Surface Warfare Center, Port Hueneme. Mr. Kerry Francisco Martinez Diangio, Naval Surface Warfare Center, Port Hueneme. Mr. Andrew Murray, Naval Surface Warfare Center, Dahlgren Division. Miss Nathali Navarrete, Naval Surface Warfare Center, Port Hueneme. Mr. Preston Tyler Porter, Naval Surface Warfare Center, Port Hueneme. Graduating with the degree Master of Science in Engineering Systems, Mr. Christopher Vasquez, Naval Surface Warfare Center, Dahlgren. Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in System Engineering Management, Mr. Scott Thomas Kraft, Naval Air Weapons Station, China Lake. Received the Meyer Award for Outstanding Student in System Engineering Distance Learning, Lieutenant Ronald William Ringwald, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in Computer Science, Eamon George Will, United States Navy. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Lieutenant Alexander Wong, United States Navy. Lieutenant Alexei Noel Mendolia, United States Navy. Lieutenant Edward Camden Munchie, United States Navy. Lieutenant Ching Ting Ruan, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in Engineering Science, Electrical Engineering, Lieutenant Lance Buchanan Landers, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in Cyber Systems and Operations, and recognized for an outstanding thesis, Lieutenant Scott Colvin, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Jesse Shuto, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree, Master of Applied Cyber Operations, Senior Chief Petty Officer Matthew Cruz, United States Navy.
Right.
Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in Information Sciences, and receiving the Surface Navy Association's Award for Excellence in Surface Warfare Research, Captain Susan Figlioli, United States Marine Corps. Graduating with distinction with the degree, Master of Science in Meteorology and Physical Oceanography, Lieutenant Commander David Boring, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Joshua John Helms, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Edward Jacobs, United States Navy. Lieutenant Stephen Kyle Wheeler, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in Applied Physics, Lieutenant Garrett Andrew Sebeski, United States Navy. Graduating with distinction and receiving the Air Force Association Award for Advanced in Aerospace Studies and the Naval Postgraduate School Outstanding Academic Achievement Award for International Students, Athanasios Lampro, Lieutenant, Hellenic Navy. Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in Applied Design and Innovation, Major Adam Hahn, United States Army. Received the Pat Tillman Leadership Award, Major Joe Menzie, United States Army. Received the Monterey Peninsula Council of the Navy League, Lieutenant Commander Tom Winnett, Highest Academic Achievement Award, Lieutenant Charles Bibbs, United States Navy. Recognized for an outstanding thesis and received the Chief of Naval Research Award for Excellence in Robotics and Autonomous Systems Research, Operation Focus, Lieutenant Lloyd Forrest Hansen, United States Navy. Master Chief Petty Officer Lance Hennick, United States Navy. Chief Warrant Officer 3, Todd Sellers, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in Defense Analysis, and received the Marine Corps Association Superior Service Award for Outstanding U.S. Marine Student, Major Merritt Mitchell, United States Marine Corps. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Major Daniel Anderson, Swedish Army. Lieutenant Colonel Thomas Auzelis, Lithuanian Army. Chief Warrant Officer 2, Daniel Champini, United States Army. Major Edwin Cruz, United States Army. Received the Monterey Kiwanis Club Outstanding International Student Award, Lieutenant Colonel Ernest Busompin Darkwa, Ghana Army. Lieutenant Colonel Alex Kaesler, German Army. Graduating with distinction and receiving the Association of the United States Army General Joseph W. Stilwell Chapter Award for Outstanding Army Student, Major Reuben Morris, United States Army. Colonel Omar Rabling Valdez, Mexican Army. Major Joshua Scheidler, United States Army. Major Adam Steinwachs, United States Army. Chief Warrant Officer 3, Gregory Joseph Urbanski, United States Army. Major J. Raymond Vinson, United States Army. Major Matthew Wisniewski, United States Army. Major Christian Varme, Swedish Army. Major Jordan Kraft, United States Air Force. Major Dale Selman, United States Air Force. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Major Rachel Ann Howell, United States Air Force. Graduating with distinction, Major Tyler Jackson, United States Air Force. Graduating with distinction and receiving the Air Force Association Award for Outstanding U.S. Air Force Student, Major Sarah Skogsberg Karnowski, United States Air Force. Major Felicia Tikis, United States Air Force. Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in Information Strategy and Political Warfare, Major Juan Pizun, United States Marine Corps. Major Ha James Bong Johnson, United States Army. Major Don Gomez, United States Army. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Major Robert Lesinger, United States Army. Captain Brittany Hayna, United States Air Force. Graduating with the degree, Master of Science in Operations Research, Captain Yanru Lin, Taiwan Marine Corps. Major Hassan Ilyas, Pakistan Army. Graduating with the degree, Master of Business Administration, Acquisition and Contract Management, Captain Jackson Boland, United States Marine Corps. Graduating with distinction and recognized for an outstanding thesis, Major Samuel Thomas Irvine, United States Marine Corps. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Captain Zachary Kaner, United States Marine Corps. Captain Caleb Rogers, United States Marine Corps. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Captain David Anthony Sandridge, United States Marine Corps. Captain Casey Svatek, United States Marine Corps. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Captain Garvin Untalan, United States Marine Corps. Graduating with distinction and receiving the Commander Philip A. Murphy Sweet Memorial Award for Excellence in Acquisition, Captain Matthew Weaver, United States Marine Corps. Lieutenant Commander Stephen Ostafon, United States Navy, Lieutenant Commander Daniel Collins, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Elizabeth Courtney, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Eliza Jamie, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Beziem Lemou, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Darius Rawls, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Jeffrey Renstra, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Tyler Smith, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Arthur Lee Stone, Jr., United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Justin Woods, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Georgios Katapodis, Hellenic Navy. Lieutenant Commander Si Yun Young, Taiwan Navy. Captain Samantha Darloff, United States Air Force. Master Sergeant Cade Nash Forster, United States Air Force. Captain Nicole Guzman Hall, United States Air Force. Captain Chad Hedgepeth, United States Air Force. Captain Myra Hernandez, United States Air Force. Captain Chase Nigel Morris, United States Air Force. Graduating with distinction and receiving the Assistant Secretary of the Air Force Acquisition Award for Academic Excellence, Captain Philip Kui Wen, United States Air Force. Graduating with distinction, Technical Sergeant Corey Peterson, United States Air Force. Senior Master Sergeant Ryan Schnepp, United States Air Force. First Lieutenant Andrew Allen Stoneberger, United States Air Force. Captain Ryan Mark Tagatok, United States Air Force. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Captain Christopher Michael Thier, United States Air Force. Captain Madison Avery Tukoski, United States Air Force. Graduating with the degree Master of Business Administration, System Acquisition Management, Major Brent Bushong, United States Army. Lieutenant Michelle Starr Browning, United States Navy. Recognized for an outstanding thesis and receiving the Lewis D. Liskin Award for Excellence in Defense Management and the Tyler National Security Research Award, Lieutenant Commander Jeffrey Henkel, United States Coast Guard. Graduating with the degree Master of Business Administration, Supply Chain Management, and recognized for an outstanding thesis, Lieutenant Commander Justin Edward Burdett, United States Navy. Graduating with distinction and receiving the Naval Supply Systems Command Award for Academic Excellence, Lieutenant Commander Ryan Storitzen, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Cesar Vargas, United States Navy. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Commander Micah Ray Bautista, Philippine Navy. Graduating with a degree, Master of Business Administration and Material Logistics Support Management, Major Gabre Bailey, United States Marine Corps. Captain Jason Andrew Collins, United States Marine Corps. Captain Jason Thomas Frank Gurister, United States Marine Corps. Lieutenant Wilfred Centino Flores, United States Navy. Lieutenant Nicholas Kohler, United States Navy. Received the Rear Admiral Donald R. Eaton Logistics Award for Outstanding Achievement, Lieutenant Commander Sean Raymond Zad, United States Navy. Graduating with a degree, Master of Business Administration, Financial Management, and recognized for an outstanding thesis, Captain Gage Heffernan, United States Marine Corps. Major Mark Sacmano, United States Marine Corps. Captain Mario Sanchez, United States Marine Corps. Captain Andrew Dean Vanderplas, United States Marine Corps. Captain Michael Watson, United States Marine Corps. Major Xiaowei Wong, Taiwan Army. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Major Brian McCombs, United States Marine Corps Reserve. Lieutenant Charles Adrian Alcacid, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Tyler Deere, United States Navy. Lieutenant Brady Dove, United States Navy. Lieutenant Cherie Dumas, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Dara Faraday, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Matthew Joseph Giannone, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Tyree Ezekiel Harris, United States Navy. Lieutenant Nicholas Dale Hart, United States Navy. Graduating with distinction, Lieutenant Commander Mitchell Hennessy, United States Navy. Lieutenant Joshua Brian Krylik, United States Navy. Lieutenant David Dwayne Long II, United States Navy. Lieutenant Marcus Padilla, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Dallas Stephen Cersina, United States Navy. Lieutenant Michael Peter Tewksbury, United States Navy. Lieutenant Daniel Soji, United States Navy. Lieutenant Jackson Jones, United States Naval Reserve. Receiving the Department of the Navy Award for Academic Excellence in Financial Management and the Conrad Scholar Award for Distinguished Academic Achievement in Financial Management, Lieutenant Commander Grant Edward LeMaster, United States Naval Reserve. Graduating with the degree Master of Science in Management, Manpower Systems Analysis, and received the Department of Defense Management Faculty Outstanding International Student Award, Lieutenant Commander Kenneth Ng, Singapore Navy. Lieutenant Nally Ung, Royal Australian Navy. Graduating with the degree Master of Business Administration, Logistics Information Technology, Lieutenant Commander Nikki Glover, United States Navy. Recognized for an outstanding thesis, Lieutenant Commander Robbie Martinez, United States Navy. Lieutenant Commander Pablo Rodriguez, United States Navy. Graduating with the degree Master in Applied Cyber Operations, Chief Petty Officer Armando Valencia, United States Navy. Please join me in giving all our graduates a well-deserved round of applause. Also, please join me in a round of applause for Del Monte Brass. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the benediction.
Please receive the benediction. God of grace and glory, the rewarder of all who seek you and the giver of rest to those who trust in you, bless us now with renewed confidence and peace as we leave this place. Work in us and through this institution now and for many years to come. Amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes today's graduation ceremony. On behalf of the President, Provost, and all of us at the Naval Postgraduate School, I would like to once again thank you for being here today. We also offer our sincere appreciation to the Naval Postgraduate Color Guard and again to the Del Monte Brass. Please remain clear of the aisles until the platform party and faculty have departed. On behalf of the Naval Postgraduate School Foundation, I would like to invite guests, faculty, and graduates to a reception in honor of them in the Bargum McNitt Ballroom of Herman Hall immediately following the ceremony.